Shalom, I'm Rabbi Michael Panitz. I'm the Rabbi of Temple Israel of Norfolk, Virginia, speaking to you from the pulpit of our synagogue. I'd like to wish everyone a happy and healthy new Jewish year. The Jewish year is just beginning. And my message is entitled, A Heartfelt Plea for the New Year. When the year ends, we naturally crave a better one to begin. For the Jewish people, the year begins with Rosh Hashanah. We are now at the very start of the year 5786 on our calendar. The Hebrew root Shin Lamed Mem, S-H-L-M, refers to wholeness and good welfare. Its most famous form is the noun shalom, which we use to denote peace. Indeed, we crave peace at so many levels. Would that we could maintain peace in our immediate circles of family and dear friends. Would that our disagreements over the solutions to the world's pressing problems not become toxic to our intimate associations. It is no simple thing to maintain a warm relationship, even with those who agree with us on the larger issues of the right way to structure society. But making it all the more complicated is the inescapable truth that, except in an echo chamber, agreement is elusive. What becomes of our connection to those near to us who see things differently than we do? Families are reduced to strained relations. Civility becomes a ceiling, not a floor. And we lose a large part of the sharing of life that provides the joy of being family in the first place. Then there is the absence of peace in the larger circles of our existence. Our social communities, our political community, our nation. Americans today are largely divided into two rival sects. They speak of fellow Americans as of an enemy. In this atmosphere, it is dismaying but not surprising that a recent poll reveals younger Americans to be more willing to entertain violence against fellow citizens. We who pray for the peace of Jerusalem, who care deeply about Israel, see the same house divided among Israelis. Right and left there are divided as sharply as we are, and with the stakes even higher, because each side accuses the other of putting the very lives of Israelis at risk. And what of those whose connection with us is our common humanity? That ought to be the bedrock of interpersonal existence. But the equation of stranger equals danger is more and more reflexive. The recent ICE mistreatment of South Koreans, here by invitation to help build a sophisticated factory that would provide jobs for our own American citizens, was at one level an example of one arm of the government not knowing what the other one was doing. But at a deeper level, it was a symptom of the automatic demonization of the other as a threat. Rabbi Joachim Prinz, the great German Jewish rabbi expelled from Nazi Germany, who resettled in New Jersey and became a champion for civil rights, spoke just before Dr. King at the Civil Rights March on Washington in 1963. Before the words of King, we heard the words of Prince. The rabbi taught us that, quote, neighbor is not a geographical concept. It is a moral concept. We have lost far too much of that biblically rooted awareness. We who defend Israel feel all of this with special and keen sadness. We have always wanted to coexist in the Middle East, but the neighboring states have wanted to destroy us. The very fact of our independence is the basic reality they reject. All the sadness and tragedy of the past 3/4 of a century start with that. But the constant state of war has also taken its toll on our own soul. And sadly, I acknowledge that there are those in Israel's own circle of leaders who no longer see the utility of any compromise. At so many levels, then, the lament of the psalmist in Psalm 120 speaks to me. Rabat shochna la nafshi im sonei shalom. Ani shalom v'chi adaber hema la milchama. Too long have I dwelt with those who hate peace. I am all peace, but when I speak, they are for war. Psalm 120, verses 6 and 7. My hope and prayer for 5,786 then may be summed up in the word shalom, in its several applications. May we know shalom domestically, communally, nationally, and internationally. Amen.